Oh yeah, we're talking the Onewheel. Alright, so I figured it's time that I finally talk about the Onewheel. I know I brought it up in the last two videos. I didn't really talk about it, but I know that it was in a few of the shots. So I just want to explain why I have it, why I think it's really useful for filmmakers and anyone who's trying to get into this world. And yeah, plus, look at this location. Look at this. Look at it. There you go. That's the GW right there. George Washington Bridge. Look at that. And look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, now the top speed of this, it's fast. It's around 12 miles an hour. Really, you can go 16, but that's when you're going to start to experience some pushback, and pushback is never really a good thing. You don't want to experience that, and you don't want that to really happen to you, because basically what it's going to do is you're going to want to keep going, and as it's pushing back, basically as you're fighting to try and have control with it, you'll most likely nosedive and then fall forward. And so that's why I would say the top speed is really around 12 miles an hour, and your range is going to be around 7 to 9 miles total. Now, personally, I've gone, I want to say 7 miles distance. That's like my longest run. However, I think that it could definitely go further. You know, I went about 7 miles, and I had about 45% battery left. And I think I probably could have gotten another 3 to 4 miles out of it, which means that that's 11, 10 miles. I think for a device like this, to get that much out of a single charge is really amazing. I've put on about close to 70 miles total riding, and every day it's just fun. The days that I'm not riding it, I'm missing it. Let's talk size. Now, the Onewheel is much smaller than its predecessor, the Onewheel XR Plus. And that one is about 27 inches long, and I think this one's about like 22, 20, I don't know. But it's much smaller. Look at it. See that? Nice and small. What's so great is that it's small and nimble, so it's easy to maneuver and carve. You know, a lot of people talk about the carving action, which is great, it's fantastic, but I think one of the more underrated reasons why it makes it so great is because Onewheels are notorious for you having to bail in a bad situation. And I think that with simple stop technology, that really enhances it. But also, because of how small and nimble it is, it's easy to get in and out. So instead of having to bail, you find an alternative to maneuvering and weaving in and out. And I think that's what really makes this so special. Now, let's get into why I think this is a great tool for filmmakers. Why I think that every filmmaker should have this at least for a while in their life, especially if you're starting, I think. It's really great for getting that smooth, steady shot, especially if you're like on nice, smooth road, sidewalks. It's just great for like trying to get that B-roll, buttery smooth footage. What's also great about it is, let's say you're a freelance photographer and you've got a few jobs. This is a great little tool to get around, to go to each job without really having to have a car. Myself, I live in New York City, and having a car is really expensive, so I don't really want to do that to myself. And taking the train, it's not always reliable, relying on, public transport. But this guy really comes in handy when it's trying to like go from job to job, or when you're just out there trying to get from location to location. I think another thing that really makes this a useful tool is how it's able to enhance your creativity. And I think that's the biggest part about filmmakers and photographers, is being creative, right? And when you add more tools to your toolkit, it allows you to think more creatively. You add a GoPro into your kit. Now you're going to start getting different shots with that GoPro. You're going to start putting it in places that you would never put your DSLR, your mirrorless camera in. And the same thing with the Onewheel, You're going to start trying to get more shots on the move. You're going to get more tracking shots. You're going to get more pans. You're going to get your drone. And you're going to have a follow shot while riding the Onewheel, just like at the beginning of this video. So it's like, I think that this device really helps you enhance that creativity and find different ways to make your videos better. And really, ultimately, that's the goal, is being creative and finding any way to make your videos as good as they can be. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, Josh, isn't it better to buy an actual gimbal versus having a Onewheel? Because some gimbals out there, like the Ronin SC or the Zhiyun Crane 2, they're relatively cheap for what they can do, as a 3-axis gimbal. So wouldn't it be better to just buy an actual gimbal to get those shots? And sure, yeah, absolutely, you could totally do that. I think with a gimbal, you have a lot of perks with it. You can get those great, crazy, smooth tracking shots, like pans, follow shots, undershots. But I think that, the same can be said about this one. Just like I said before, the more tools that you add to your kit, the more that you're going to get creative with your shots. And, yes, it's buying a $600 Zhiyun Crane 2 and buying a $900 Onewheel Pint. There's a considerable difference in price, and it's more about what feeds your needs. And for me, this feeds two different purposes. It feeds the purpose of traveling and filming. Whereas with a gimbal, it would be mostly just the filming piece. I would have to travel and carry the gimbal with me. And gimbals are decently sized still. And, it's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of having to put it together, get it balanced every single time. And sometimes it's just easier to hop on this thing and go. So that's why I would say that the Onewheel fits my needs. But if it doesn't fit your needs, then I want to recommend going out and buying one. Obviously, buy a regular 3-axis gimbal that would be better for you. Now, I do have to point out that this video is not sponsored. I am not sponsored by Onewheel. I'm not trying to look for anything from Onewheel. I'm just trying to review a great product, at least a great product to me. And I want everyone to know why I like it and why I think that they should get it. And again, if it doesn't fit your needs, then definitely don't get it. It may not be worth it for some people, but for me it works. I've had it now for about 2 months, and the first week was really, really tough because I was really down on myself. I've never been on a skateboard. I have zero experience with riding things like this, and it took me a week and a half to figure it out. But once I did, everything changed. I completely felt more confident on it every single time. I was able to put more miles into it every single ride, and then I started to integrate it into my filming, because that's why I bought it. I bought it because I wanted to use it for filming. And, you know, I think that that's why I've really fallen in love with it, is because it's brought me closer to my passion. And hopefully it does the same for you. I hope you guys really liked everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. With all that being said, you know, about how much I love this Onewheel and how much I think it'll really enhance your videos, don't take it to heart, you know? If it's not for you, it's not for you. But again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content, please subscribe to my channel. That way I can keep creating for you guys. And I hope you liked that B-roll at the beginning of this video and the drone shot. Maybe I'll do another review on the drone that I have. So let's see. All right, guys. See you next time.